Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go ahead and open up the bisque load that I did the other day. If you guys missed it, I actually did a series of 3 little shorts showing as I started the kiln and as it was firing and then when it was complete. But today we're going to unload as promised. In the short, I had mentioned that I would do a long form video unloading my kiln, and this is not as full as most people would load a bisque, just because I wanted to get everything done, because I'm actually planning to move soon, and I didn't want a bunch of greenware laying around. But what I've done is I've made several little plates. As you can see, they're quite small, maybe like dessert plate size. We are going to unload and make sure everything is okay. I'm still pretty new at making pottery, so if you guys enjoy this type of video, let me know, and I might share some of my process of making. Once I get moved, I will definitely be doing a lot more, but I may not do any more before the move once I've got these glazed. I made several little mini mugs. Aren't they cute? I was just playing around, experimenting. I also collect some dolls, some ball jointed dolls, and I was going to try and make little coffee mugs for them. You know, I'm not sure if they're the right scale, but we'll see once I get them completed. They may shrink a little more in the glaze firing. But yeah, I've also made some pendants. This was actually just a happy little mistake, and I decided to go ahead and fire it. It was just a crumpled up little piece of clay, and I thought, you know what, that looks kind of cool. Reminds me of those little candies, the ribbon candy. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the glaze, but it'll make an interesting little pendant. So we've got that. We've got a few more little mugs, and I just want to make sure there aren't any cracks anywhere. It doesn't look like there is. This other plate, though, did have a crack. Now, it cracked while it was drying, while it was still greenware. Here's another little pendant I did with a little leaf design on it. So I will probably make this either be like an off-white or a pale green, maybe. But I'm going to show you that crack here in just a minute and tell you what I did. And it's just an experiment because I tried a couple of different things that didn't seem to work in fixing and mending the crack before I fired it, before I bisque fired it. But everything else right here looks pretty good. Let me set these aside real quick. We'll take a look at the cracked plate, and then I will take that shelf out and go down to the next layer. So, if you guys can see, if you look really carefully, there is a little crack right here, and I'm getting an incoming call, so I hope that's not affecting the video. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I am back. What I was gonna say is, that was my neighbor that called. But anyway, what I was gonna show you was this crack that I had. It created a crack as it was drying during the greenware stage, and if you can see it, it is right here. It's very small now, almost not noticeable, but if I turn it, you can kind of see how it comes down right here. Whoops, there we go. If I can get it to focus on it again, there we go. But what I did was, you know, I wet it and I tried to add more clay to it to fill it in, but when that dried, it actually cracked and opened up even more. So I'm doing a little experiment, and I don't know how well this is gonna work, but what I did is I rubbed at it and got it you know, while it was still greenware, I created like a powder, and I kind of filled in the crack with the powder. So when it fired, I think some of the powder that I got into the crack sealed it a little bit. So we're gonna see what happens. It may just be a loss, but when I glaze it, I'm gonna do my best to fill the crack a little more with glaze. You know, build it up a little more with the glaze and see what happens. And yeah, if you guys have any tips or tricks on how to repair cracked greenware, let me know down in the comments, because as I said, I'm still pretty new at this, and yeah, I'm just playing around, experimenting. Alright, hang on, we're gonna open our next shelf. Let's see here. I haven't looked at anything past that first layer, so hopefully everything else is okay. And like I said, I did not fill this thing all the way. What I wanted to do is just get the Pottery fired, that Bisque fired, that I had already made, because with me getting ready to move and everything, I really didn't want a bunch of fragile greenware laying around. But yeah, so we've got a couple more of our little plates here, salad plates or dessert plates or trinket trays or whatever, and I kind of engraved my signature and the date that I made it, the year. And my signature is actually, it looks like a crescent moon with mountains inside of it, but it stands for Christine. It's a C, and then the M is my middle name, Marie. So Christine Marie, and it's like some mountains in a crescent moon. So I thought that was kind of cool. I made that up while I was doing pottery classes at a little studio. And then I bought some stamps that I've used to decorate this one with a whale. Very cute. Another little experimental twisty piece of clay that I may turn into a pendant or, you know, hang it somewhere. And I made another stamp. I created a stamp myself. It's just got some texture on it. Kind of looks like some tree bark. And I used a button for this one. I don't know if you guys can make that out, and it may not be a very good stamp. Once I, you know, press it into clay, it may not show up. But I used a button, and I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a deer head with antlers. So that's another experiment. And then here is a tiny little bowl that could be used for anything. I thought maybe another doll accessory, doll bowl. I've never really made anything huge, like big platters or big dinner plates or anything yet like that. What I'm doing is just kind of making some smaller items right now. Once I get moved, hopefully I will get some time to practice and try to make some bigger items. This is just a random shape and just experimenting. Hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and open the next shelf. See what we got in the next one. It's really exciting though when you open the KILNs. It's like Christmas, right? All right. And like I said, I could have put so much more in here, but I don't have time to make anything else right now because I've been trying to sort through all my stuff in my house, getting ready to move. So down here, we have a couple more plates, and I'm not sure, but you know, I'm still trying to get flat on the bottoms of things. These were slab rolled. My previous firings have been things I've done on my wheel, but this time I did most of it by hand, like slab roller and hand-built pottery, and I've had a little problem getting them flat. So when I lay it down on the edge here, it does seem to be a little bit, well, that one seems okay. This other one was a little wobbly. Oh, now this is probably one of the widest pieces I've made. And I'm actually pretty excited about this because look how big that is. And let me lay it down. It may have a little wobble to it. See that? Laying it on the edge of my kiln wall here. There's a little wobble to it, but a small-ish platter. I got to looking and there's no major cracks. I got to looking here. I thought maybe that was a crack, but I don't think so. It looks like that's just a fold, or you know, where I pressed this design into it, because I don't see any crack on the other side, so that's a good thing. Alright guys, we have one more shelf and then I'm going to let you guys go so I can get to glazing. And you have to be careful that you don't bump this when you take a shelf out. That would not be a good thing. So let me set you guys back down and carefully pull this shelf out. Alright, we have just a few more little odds and end shaped trays. My shelves look much cleaner than they did before because I forgot and left them outside and they had gotten a little dirty, and it looks like all the dirt burned off of them in the firing, so that's cool. They actually look pretty clean. My shelves do. I'll have to put some more kiln wash on them before I do the glaze firing though. There's another little wonky trinket tray with a leaf design. That one actually feels pretty flat. And then I've got this one. You can see the leaves embossed in there. That one feels pretty flat too when I lay it down. That's good. Now, let me set these aside. I'm afraid I'm going to knock them into the kiln. I really can't wait to get these glazed and... Oops, uh-oh. My battery is just about dead, so let's finish this video really quick. There's another one, another little experiment where I pinched the corners together, made a little tray. That also, it's a little wobbly. Not bad. Like I said, I really need a lot more experience in working with flat pieces. Do let me know in the comments if you guys have any tips or tricks for getting them flat when you do slab rolled hand building. And there we have it, guys. I can't wait to glaze these though and see how they turn out. That one's a little wobbly too, unfortunately. I'll set these aside. Alright, I'm going to take you off of... Woo, there we go. And give you a little sneak peek of my back porch. This is my view from my back window, from my dining room window. And there's some of my glazes sitting on the shelf. And here's what we just completed. These are the items we pulled out. I cannot wait to glaze them. So guys, I will do another video. Maybe I'll do a video while I'm glazing some of them, and we'll also do a kiln opening once they're finished. So stay tuned, guys, and bear with me. Like I said, I'm a newbie at pottery, pretty new. I did take classes at a studio and I just fell in love with it. So I bought a kiln, I bought a wheel, I bought a slab roller, and yeah, this is going to be an adventure. So feel free to follow and join me on this journey. And I will be back with more pottery and more diamond painting. I know you guys are here for the diamond painting. Don't worry, that'll be here as well, especially after I get moved. And then I'll have time for lots more whipping chats. And I know, what a small kiln load, but at least now I can get everything glazed and get ready to move. All right, I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye.